And the weirdest thing is like immigration laws are enforced harder on black people than like white people.
Oh, say it again.
Again, anti-blackness. So it's harder for a Nigerian to get into Ugandan than a colonialist white man.
So you have those brothers in the tourism business that, you know, it seems like, and this is not Africans, this is our people doing this. You know, we're making the tourists extremely expensive. You know what I mean? For brothers to organize.
That's true. It's hard for some because of their opinion of Africa.
It's expensive to come to Africa, and it's a lot of steps.
Welcome to Kenganda. My name is Janita Maya, and this is the REPAT podcast. Our Let's Maintain. Who wants to steal the show? Introduce themselves.
Yes, people. Maintain, DJ and producer, sobering up as we speak.
Yeah.
Proud Caribbean, living in Kampala for 5 years now.
Okay.
Big up.
Okay, Tina, please.
Oh, Tina.
Oh, Tina.
Somehow sober, but not so sober. Yeah. Ugandan, but living in Uganda for like a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I'm up.
Oh my God.
Sorry, Mom. You know, I'm African American, so I just gotta tell her how it is. This wine is creeping up on a nigga. This is just the truth. I don't care.
You know, someone was in the comment section talking about how we need to stop letting people drink on the podcast.
He needs to pick up a glass of wine as we drink on the podcast.
We can't be revolutionary all the time.
Yeah, it's not. It's not a TV station. Like, we're not in breaking news.
And you know, I had to be a nigga, man. This is what I do. I'm just
drink wine and
Northern
wine.
California stand up. Just
with his passport in his hand.
You do have your passport.
Actually, you should put down your passport.
I'll let the race down. I'm sorry, y'all.
Anyway.
But every now and then you gotta just that Negro juice comes out of you, brother.
Oh my
I'm sorry.
God.
I apologize.
Guys.
I'm really sorry.
Journey to take
So
the
rich
reins.
auntie.
Moving on.
Our
moving
rich
on.
auntie, our
Yeah.
resident rich auntie.
I
tell them.
recently saw a clip of a lady who was talking about how it is hard for black people to visit African countries.
Yeah.
Like, it's not as easy as you just getting in. You need... We're going to discuss why it is hard for black people to get into some African countries.
Yeah.
Tina,
Right.
I'll start with you.
Yeah, I don't know about other countries, but guys, it is so easy to get into Uganda.
Oh, wow.
I feel like Uganda is Ghana 2.0. I love my Ghanaians.
Is this a pitch?
Yeah, this is a pitch for my country. I love my Ghanaians. You're my people. But
Chalet.
I think we offer a similar vibe. So if you're into the year of the return, come to Kampala. Ghanaians party till 6 a.m. We go till 10 a.m.
Which wine is this
saying.
that? What?
Then have breakfast and then
Right,
continue.
then have breakfast and continue.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just think, no, okay, on a serious note,
Yeah.
she is kind of right because, and the weirdest thing is like immigration laws are enforced harder on black people than
Yes.
like white people.
Oh,
So-
say it again.
Again, anti-blackness. So it's harder for a Nigerian to get into Ugandan than a colonialist white man.
Preach.
So, yeah, I get what she's saying, but the moral of the story is come to Uganda where vibes.
Really.
But Maintain, tell us.
Yes.
Do you think it's hard for black people to travel to African countries?
Do I think it's hard?
Yeah.
I'm going to take another angle on this. It's hard for some because of their opinion of Africa and how it's been presented to them from probably the time they could watch television and listen to the radio and the negative imagery that is put out there. So I think a lot of people find it hard because they can't get that programming out of their mind. So as much as there's a year of return and as much as there's people come to the continent, which is amazing and it should be more of, there's a lot of unpacking to do about the image of Africa for people. So that's why I feel it holds back a lot of us in the diaspora because we believe the lies and the anti-blackness that was shown to us. So yeah, that's another flip side to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard in many ways, but that's one of them that needs to be better at. Need to unlearn.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, O'Shea. Is it hard for a black person to travel to an African country?
So, Mom, I'm sorry. My mom watch every episode, but
Shout out to her.
Hey, Mama O'Shea.
I'm sorry, Mom. It's
Oh, just don't say it then. If
I
you're
am,
gonna upset
I
your
am in my
mother,
40s. You know what I mean? So I am.
She's still mad.
You know, so
Yeah,
you know, I am a
still
little
bum.
inebriated, but I was gonna say this, right? You know, when I first came to, I wanted to come to Uganda. I was living in Poland. I was a resident of Poland, and my first choice wasn't here. My first choice was West Africa, because we have a lot of brothers from the African American community in the diaspora. So I was like, all right, you know, shout out to Sister Ya. They have the African American Association in Ghana there. And then where I was at, the Ghanaian embassy wasn't in Poland. It was in Germany. But then the things you had to do to get into, you need to have like an invitation letter from somebody that was not, you know, like you'd have a Ghanaian write you a letter. Then you needed to have a printout of your bank statement, the yellow fever card, which is primary, right? And some people, we know, you have some brothers and sisters who don't believe in shots.
yeah.
That's real big, especially
That's true.
yeah, a lot of Hebrew Israelite brothers, they don't, you know, they shout out to them, but they don't like taking shots and things like that and all kind of stuff.
Quick question, O'Shea.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone that's caught yellow fever?
I do.
I have the yellow,
It's like a myth.
I have the yellow fever shot, but let me just say, even after that, COVID, man, it was even worse because
Oh, yeah.
during the COVID time, you know, you had to have the vaccine. Now, I'm not trying to tell you if you should be vaccinated or not,
You
but at
should.
the time, I was in medical school.
You should.
My medical school made sure that everybody was vaccinated. So I have the Pfizer vaccine.
Right.
A lot of brothers don't like that. So people think you know, everybody is up to
Listen,
their.
everybody, listen, if you want to take the
Yeah,
vaccine,
I mean,
cool.
I'm
If
not
you
trying to
don't,
tell
cool.
you what you want to
Yeah,
do, but you know, but when you get through these borders, these are governments, right? So they have to make sure that you're vaccinated. So you know, if you want to take a PCR test, I was vaccinated and still take a PCR test. That's like about like $120 just to come, right? So during COVID, it stopped all my brothers and sisters from coming. But in West Africa, we went to Nigeria in Lagos. Lagos is a pretty big airport, Murtala Muhammad. But like, shout out to Rachel. Rachel's first application got rejected. And I'm just going to be real. And I love our brothers and sisters on the continent. But a lot of these embassies, man, are unprofessional. They're
Yes.
so rude. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Ghanaian embassy here in Uganda. That lady is nice.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's like
she
the
is.
only embassy that. Oh, let me know.
Man, that lady is nice. Like, we had some twins that was here. Shout out to the brothers from LA.
Yeah.
And they went right there with her. And she got them visas to Ghana. Like, shout, she's a beauty. She's like so nice. But the Ugandan embassy of Nigeria, you could be there. Like, they could be kind of rude, right? And so when you're dealing with African embassies in America, a lot of brothers and sisters going there. And, you know, like the Nigerian embassy, I've heard horror stories in LA, DC. So it make it hard to get to Africa. It's already expensive. And then it's difficult. Then you have brothers and sisters selling these tours. All right, spend $5,000 to come see this or get your citizenship here.
Got it.
So now African Americans is like, and their brothers and sisters are paying it. You know what I mean? Like they can say like, well, look, I could prepare my own trip, and it's cheaper.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? So you have those brothers in the tourism business that, you know, it seems like, and this is not Africans, this is our people doing this. You know, we're making the tours extremely expensive. You know what I mean? For brothers and sisters to organize.
That's true.
So I see where, and if you can go to Dubai, let's say, for example, as an African American or Black British, and even Uganda, it's for you. Let's just put it like this: Jonita's been to Dubai, I think, minimum of 2 times,
2 times, yes. 2 times.
maybe a 3rd time.
No, 2 times.
But it is cheaper for Jonita to go to Dubai than it is for her to go to Arua in the same country. Because when she goes to Lagos, like you talk about blacks being discriminated, like let's say, for example, a Nigerian wants to come to Uganda. I talked to brother Zach McQuaid. He's a really good friend of mine from the Congo, fighter. Man, you know, the Congolese get disrespected sometimes a lot of times in Africa, just like Nigerians. Like, oh, you know, the guys are trying to get, like, even in Lagos, they try to extort you for money. Thank God it doesn't happen in Uganda. Like, nobody will extort you as
Are
an
you
American.
sure?
I'm sure. Here's what I think it happens. If you're a local person and you've never been to the airport and you're trying to get, but for a foreigner, they're going to leave you alone. Yeah. So shout out to the government, at least for being that. But in Nigeria, everybody get you. Everybody get you. They get you at the gate. They get you at before you get there. Your bags, or they make you wait hell long. Like I actually paid the bribe. I'm sorry. I'm telling the truth.
As
I
you
paid
should. What? There's nothing wrong with it. Like you're
You are what's wrong. I'm gonna deal with you after the show.
You're navigating the system. It makes sense.
I had this is why Africa's behind, because Tina,
He ain't lying.
it's about anti-blackness. You see that? She don't have no problem with, but she was okay with African corruption. Y'all see what's going on in Africa?
I'm okay with corruption globally, not just African corruption.
This is why we don't have. I paid a €20 bribe, and so I'm making fun of Rachel, who didn't want to pay. She there for like 85 minutes, no, like 30 minutes. But like they get you there, then getting outside, they check your bags again. There's another bribe, and then when you get to put your suitcase in the car, somebody will come and grab your suitcase and put it there for you. Now you got to pay. You're not used to that. You know what I mean? So I think like for African Americans, you're already spending a lot of money, and if you can go to Dubai, which has better infrastructure, better customer service, it's cheaper to go there from America, even for Africans.
Yeah.
So Africans can't enjoy going to other African countries because each government is it's a lot of bureaucracy.
Yeah.
To get a Nigerian visa is so hard. Even for me, I'm a resident of Uganda.
Very hard, yeah.
It is difficult as hell. Like, all right, you know what? Your application is wrong. Go do it another and pay $150 again.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think like what happens is this. I'm gonna not to be long-winded, but even the Liberian embassy here in Uganda must shout y'all out. Y'all don't even answer the phone. Then y'all hang out with people. Shout out to Wordy Ure. It's a good friend of mine in Monrovia. She wrote me and Rachel a letter to go to Monrovia. The problem was we were willing to pay the visa fees. These won't answer the phone. And when they do, they hang up. So African embassies are a problem, man. And it's not just for local Africans, it's for everybody. We want to actually go to other places.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, but let's say if you're in the East African community, going to Kenya is very easy. Or because we went to Kenya, right?
Yeah.
Or Rwanda is easy. Rwanda is on point.
It's the easiest, I think, African country.
Yeah.
to
But
get
when you want to go to like Ghana is even good for Uganda.
Yeah.
But Nigeria, excuse me. Other countries?
It's the wine, right?
Don't even beep that out. It's
It's literally, I'm feeling the same thing. but
yeah,
keep
so I
pushing
think
my
so.
mind.
I'm gonna be
I
long
see
winded,
it.
but I think like it's expensive to come to Africa, and it's a lot of steps.
Yeah.
Whereas if you can go to Europe, you can go to Passport, go to Paris, Charles de Gaulle Airport, and you're right in.
Yeah.
London, any airport they have, you're right in.
That's very interesting. I've never had that experience, and
It's hard being rich, brother. I know.
Maintain, I feel like you get pretty privileged. I'm sorry.
Right? With that full
This is
beard.
twice you said this now.
Because why? You're saying, oh, I've never had to hustle at any airport.
Yeah,
I
because
feel like the ladies look at you and like, oh yeah,
not
it's
even,
okay.
but I feel like a full
here.
beard, a full beard is the equivalent of like double D's.
It's beard privilege. It's not even
Let me stop shaving. Get him leaving. It's okay. We live. We're not even holding on y'all.
What he said.
Hey, hold on. Why you up there? Hold on. Give me another glass. Why you up there? I ain't playing with you.
He's really
Give me,
refilling.
hold on. Give me a glass, man. You all right there?
Are we keeping this?
Yeah, keep it going.
We have to keep
Give me a glass. Don't come back here. You already up.
You're
Yeah.
banished.
You supposed to come over here and just
No, he wants you to get him
yeah,
the
give me
wine.
glass.
Bring the wine.
Yeah, bring the drink. Yeah, bring the drink.
He's not drinking.
I've got so much alcohol in my system.
Well, bring it for me. Let me get like you then. What's wrong with you?
Give O'Shea some alcohol.
Oh, hold on. He got it. Bring it back here, man. We still rolling. Keep going. We don't care.
Oh my god. It's actually
Come on back, brother. It's okay.
it's so true.
A full beard for a man is a padded bra.
Yes.
We up in here
bum
today.
pants.
We don't care. I
Okay,
don't-
all in one.
Thank you. Mete, you need to recognize that you have privilege because
do.
of your beard.
Accept your privilege. Like,
I'm gonna grow
into
my
the
beard
camera
out too.
and say it.
look into the camera and
And
accept
say,
your privilege.
I even posted him on my status and I was like, oh my god, his beard.
I thought this
he needs
guy
my
was like
beard oil.
29.
Okay.
Maintain.
And then he said his age, and I was like,
We need to go out.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it afterwards, though.
Hey everyone, I'm DJ Maintain, part of the Kenganda Nation REPAT podcast team, and I'm here to say that I'm accepting my pretty privilege.
We love that.
Pretty beard.
Nobody take you
Pretty
serious.
beard privilege. So
We love that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I got ugly privilege. I'm good.
As the rest
I'm
of the
not mad.
team
Oh,
is
shit,
trying
you
to get themselves together, I will talk of my experience as an African traveling to another African country within
I think
Africa.
that's really important.
learned
It's
as
also
well.
hard, guys.
Not so
It's
much on
really,
this
really
episode,
hard
for
to
real.
travel within Africa because before I went to Dubai, I'd looked at other African countries that I could go to, and Dubai was the cheapest. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
It was, how is Dubai cheap?
Then Kenya.
Why is the ticket like 600K? How much is that in dollars?
Wait, hold on. Say that again. Y'all missed that.
Dubai is cheaper than her going to a neighboring country, which is a 40-minute flight in Kenya.
And I do love Kenya, but it gets expensive.
mad.
Can you imagine? And
That's
Dubai
crazy.
Dubai
It's like a
makes life
4-hour
easy.
flight. Is it 4 hours?
The immigration, there's something wrong with the Ugandan airport. First of all, they had backlash recently because everyone was calling them out for being corrupt. They make people miss out on opportunities to go out and build a better life for themselves. Even the last time I was leaving, the guy saw my yellow card fever thing. He's like, oh no, my vaccination, my COVID vaccination. By then I didn't have the Ministry of Health, the code thing.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, oh no, this is false. I'm like, no, I actually went to the hospital. I even have pictures. I went to the hospital, I got the shot. He's like, oh no, this is false. Go on the side. Then I was trying to explain to him, he's like, oh, speak Luganda, like leave English alone because like the people are going to understand. He's like, speak Luganda. So I'm like, no, please. And such a hold up can make you miss a flight. So I was like, do I miss a flight or do I bribe him? I didn't even have cash on myself then. So I had to go to like my bank app and wire him money there and then for him to let me go through. After wiring him money, he kept checking his phone. Then he saw that notification and just did this. Can you imagine? But anyway, so that's
I'm
how
learning so much in this episode.
I do like Uganda Airlines. The ladies were really good. I like
Oh,
the fact that they
yeah.
used Luganda. It was
Uganda
it was
Airlines
really
is the truth. I don't know y'all be
They
hating.
looked so
Uganda
pretty.
Airlines is
They gave
real
us nice food.
family.
So the
I've never
airline itself
flown.
is
I love
okay.
Uganda.
It's the airport. Listen, it's a hassle.
But on the flip side, I went to Entebbe recently when I missed my flight after the whole controversy.
Yeah.
And they were so nice.
Oh, they want the best behavior.
They don't check you. They're like, go through.
Yeah.
And I was, my flight was about to take off in 40 minutes. The guy was like, let me see if I can get you on.
Yeah.
You ran, like, they're trying now because
They
don't
received
wanna,
backlash for it.
Okay.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, sure.
So shout out to brother Go Black to Africa. He came here. You met him, right?
Yeah, I did.
So Go Black to Africa hit me up and he was like, yo, I want to come to Uganda because I haven't been there, but I'm in Tanzania right now. Can I come through? I was like, sure. So I got him the visa to come. Good brother. So we put him in a certain apartment complex. I won't call the apartment complex name. But the lady is rich. But the lady won't, and I didn't realize this because, me, I'm able to deal with this, but this is a person the first time coming to Uganda. The lady doesn't have a generator. So it just happened to be that week Umeme was just in that location doing things. So the power is just going off all the time. So he's a YouTuber. He's calling me all the time like, yo, the power's off again. The power might have been off like 14 times during this 10-day stay. So his response was, damn, I like Uganda, but the power keeps going out here.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to explain, like, no, that's just because that particular owner didn't have a generator, even though they're driving around in Land Cruisers and in the rest of their properties, they've invested in generators in their own personal house. They're just so that they didn't put it there.
Right.
So then
Plot
people,
twist.
so now, luckily the visa was free and we spent, he didn't ask me to, he's a good brother, right? But, I tried to accommodate him as much as I can. But what if he had spent his own money and coming here and staying at a location where the owner doesn't want to even accommodate the guests? Now, when you go to Dubai, I was staying at the marina. And even though like you get a lot of money, even Nairobi, you get value for money.
Yeah.
And when you go to London, you spend money. You go to France, you spend money. You get value for money. African entrepreneurs, man, I hate to say this, but they don't want to give value for the money. They want to get the money, but they don't want to make sure, and this is not every African entrepreneur, I'm sure, but it is too many to count. So when black people want to spend and black folks, like, we have our detractors in the black world, but black people really want to support each other if we give them a good enough reason to. Because we have people that support our podcast. If we didn't, if black folks didn't like blacks, we would not have
The audience.
the audience.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have the views that we have in just 1 month coming back.
True.
Started this podcasting a year ago after Kim. We actually started when Kim was alive. Kim passed, then you came on.
Yeah.
We stopped the podcast for 8 months, almost.
Yeah.
We came back and the audience was ready. So obviously black people want to be together, right? Yeah. But we're not giving them a good reason why they should
Where
deal
were
with
the
us.
apartments?
Oh, we can't mention that.
We cannot mention
not the
that.
actual apartments, but like area.
We didn't
District.
because I focused them here. I don't even want to.
Because I think power, like in terms of like power, I can't blame the person for not having
A generator.
a generator if it's in an area where
It's not
power
a Ugandan
doesn't
thing to have a
typically go
generator,
off.
but as a business,
Yeah.
As a
Even-
business,
so
you need
if-
to have
if
a
you have
generator.
apartments in like Bugalobi, Kololo,
that do
Muyanga.
Airbnb.
If you have an Airbnb in Muyanga, Kololo, Bugalobi, I wouldn't need a generator because I know that typically Umeme would favor those areas, so power doesn't go off there. But if it's somewhere else, then yeah, you would need a generator.
Yeah, but that lady just,
it's weird.
that particular apartment just has its own issues. Leave the generator alone. They have other issues that don't make it, they don't accommodate foreigners like as you'd want them to, you know?
Okay, maybe.
But let me just say this, right? About this apartment complex. You don't just have black, British, or African Americans. You got Nigerians coming.
Yeah.
Nigerians travel out. They spend money. You have Egyptians.
Yeah.
You have everybody, right? If you're in Uganda, the rule of thumb is no matter where you are, you should have a generator. Especially this owner has a generator at her own house. So the problem in Africa, in the Pan-African world, is we want the money, but when black people spend their money, we laugh at them. You know what I mean? So then when people want to come to Africa, they already have to get, unless you go into Nairobi, which there's no yellow fever required in Nairobi. But Uganda, most sub-Saharan Africa, West Coast, yellow fever. So I got to spend my time to get a yellow fever card. Cool. Then I got to go ahead and I got to get my checking account. Because like Nigeria is the hardest country to get into in Africa. Almost.
Why though? Because Nigerians
Exactly.
get everywhere
Exactly.
else.
They're
Like,
just revenging because we all locked them out.
Yeah, so the countries that actually need the most tourism make it difficult. Liberia is super difficult. So your laws are already difficult. Even you don't have the infrastructure to accommodate somebody at the same price as Dubai or France or Poland. You can go to Poland and spend less money in Warsaw and get a better experience in here.
Yeah.
So you're expecting, and then these African countries are the same ones to say, oh, come back home. Like you guys are not being serious. You know, and that's us as a diaspora. Like everybody not gonna love Uganda like us. We came here and got acclimated. We might have got the opportunity, but everybody else. So now it's us trying to mitigate. For many people don't know this about me, and a lot of y'all in the comment section talk a lot of shit, and I get it, right? Because I'm
They
controversial.
do talk a lot of shit. in
About
the
you too,
comment section.
not just me.
Yeah, that's why I'm
But,
saying
like,
that.
I'm mitigating
talk
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
costs from people that I meet out of my own pocket, so they can come here. You know, shout out to the expat access. You know, she helps us a lot. And but that's just to get people to come in the country and actually get a feel for it, so they have a good time. But why should I have to do that? Because your policies are not good. Now, to be honest, Uganda is a lot better than a lot of countries. I would give them that.
Yeah.
They are a lot better. But it's like some countries like checking account balance, all of this balance.
Yeah.
Who do you know? Write them an invitation letter. But you want to increase tourism with those laws. Where Dubai, visa free, come in. South Africa, visa free, come in.
But again, devil's advocate for my
Please.
African countries because, right,
We
all
know,
the
we
things
know.
that we are saying are expected when you're asking for a visa to the States, to the UK, to anywhere Western, right? You need, hell, they need more. They need like 6 months to a year's worth of like proof of like income. If you're, do you know what I mean? So like, I think again, immigration laws or immigration in general is just rooted in like white people. But when we start to do it within each other, it becomes a problem. That's why you're like, how is it easy to go to Rwanda, to Kenya? Because we're the East African community, right?
Thank God they
Similar
did that.
to, yeah,
because-
similar to like what the EU has. You can travel within your region freely.
Yeah. Thank God.
But if a Nigerian wants to enter Uganda, it's really hard, you know?
Yeah.
Like genuinely, it's super hard. Like you can have everything and fill out everything and
Once
still
they
be
hear your
denied.
accent,
Yeah. And there's like a bias that we have, and like they're the fraud people. Do you know what
Yahoo.
I mean? Yeah,
They think
So it's
every
like
Nigerian guy is a Yahoo guy.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think again,
There's a country that a friend of mine,
Good point.
two friends of mine were going on vacation. They're going to, is it Seychelles? How did I pronounce it right?
Seychelles,
Seychelles,
yeah.
Yeah, please.
Rick!
Do that pronunciation for me. So they had to first stop. They had a stopover at a certain African country. So the immigration took them aside, and there was like, they interrogated them. What are you gonna do? They thought they were prostitutes.
Wow.
They had to
Similar
like,
to Malaysia,
oh, do you have
Mauritius,
proof?
same thing.
Give us your booking details, like, or details of the hotel. Let's see your bank app there. And then they didn't even want to see your bank statement and whatnot. They kept them there for a while.
And we're praising Dubai, but if you go to Dubai as a black woman who doesn't have a British or American passport, they're gonna treat you the same way. Are you here for? Yeah,
I was
I
treated
think
like a
you
queen.
lucked
No
out. No, you lucked out. But generally, like when you're in Dubai and you see the
privilege.
treatment of East, West,
Yeah.
and,
Right.
What I did
Southern
see
Africans
is that when
it's
you
very much, are you here for prostitution?
Yeah. What I did see is that when you're in downtown Dubai, there's like police moving around looking for women who I think sell themselves. Prostitution. And it's like a thing.
And in Dubai, prostitution and black women go hand in hand.
Yeah.
That's
See
the whole
what I'm
episode in
saying?
itself.
Yeah.
Please, let's not do porta potty.
But let me say
I've
this:
heard
like,
about that.
like someone like me and Maintain, what I'm noticing being living here is that me and Maintain have a different experience at the airports than somebody that's a local African.
Really
Yeah, and now I'm starting to see what you were saying. Like when I go to the U.S. like you know, there's one time I was taking a selfie of myself at the Entebbe. I was in import to go out of the country because I was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm taking pictures of myself." Oh, okay, yeah, and there was nothing else, right?
Yeah.
And the guy he sees me there coming there quite often because I'm traveling a lot. But I'm noticing that a lot of Africans that want to travel through Africa are having a hell of a time doing it. And I'll give you an example. My good friend, one of my closest friends on YouTube is Wodemaya. But Wodemaya, man, he's had so many problems. He actually got deported from this country before.
Yeah.
So Africans coming through Uganda, coming through Africa have a hard time. And as blacks, we come to Africa and might realize our privilege. But nobody asks us for money at Ugandan airport. I don't know about anybody else.
Like,
No, I
If we go to Congo,
lucky you.
yeah, we go to Congo. We go to any country. Kenya's really good though.
I love
We don't have those problems. But Africans have a hard time even visiting African countries, man. Like so many Africans want to be together, bro. Like I've noticed that. Like as us from the Black British in the United States, we don't come into contact so much. But when we do, we notice that we're similar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, but we got to realize, man, we do have an advantage here that we don't experience the same things that they do. Africans have a hard time moving through Africa, especially if you're Congolese coming to Uganda or Rwandese coming to Uganda. Like I watched Kagame's documentary, man. The Rwandese community in Uganda were discriminated against heavily, man, here for many years. And you don't, like when us, we don't care about that as much because we don't experience that. We come in here, and if you have a little bit of money, we're employing people for the most part, or we're training people for the most part. That's our goal. American, UK. So you guys know what you're doing, and that is, to be true. We're, but when you're from Rwanda, nobody looks at you as. It's only now as Rwanda is getting more popular that some Ugandans that are mixed with Ugandan and Rwandese are saying I'm Rwandese now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just
But that wasn't always the case.
Yeah.
A lot of Ugandans and Rwandese are even saying I'm Rwanda. I'm from Rwanda. A lot of girls, I'm from Rwanda. Because Rwanda's coming up. But we obviously, before we get to Joan, like Africans have a hard time coming through. There's a lot of things that need to be mitigated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but shout out to South Africa for giving us for removing the visa thing. So we can easily go there.
Can you go right now?
Yeah, for free. Well,
Really?
not for free.
wanna go?
You don't need a visa.
I
Listen,
think
South
Cape Town
Africa
is super
You'll see me
affordable
soon.
compared to Dubai and worth the trip.
Yeah,
We get it.
it may be difficult to get into these countries, but I feel like you should do your best trying to get into those countries and experience it for yourself and not just take our word for it. You may come to Uganda and be like, maintain, it's a breathe through here. Just It'll be
Someone
perfect for
actually
you.
helped take my bags off the travel.
Okay,
Maintain.
Mr. Bearded.
And
Did I even help a
they
lady?
didn't even ask me for money.
They don't, you know when you enter Entebbe and they make you carry your
Yeah.
like yeah.
Yeah. The guy took it off.
Good for you with the beard.
Wow. Wow, guys. Any last remarks on this topic?
In this life, have a beard.
Oh, God.
This has been another amazing episode.
As usual.
I've learned so much, and travel within the continent of Africa needs to be made easier because it's just going to bring Africa up. So that's my last comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me go viral real quick, right? I know, like in America or in the UK, when African immigrants come over, first thing that we say is, well, they're not really in our community fighting for us, so why should you fight for them? I think like that's one of the arguments that I hear. But at the same time, what I feel like is this: we are here in the continent, and I know what brothers are not gonna think, but I think that living in America and being in a position to be a little more privileged to do things, we're the ones that I think we're obligated to make the call, right? Even if the diaspora doesn't make the call, we should see it. And Africans that are trying to travel through Africa, they're having so much of a hard time. And I think that, us being here, we don't need to look at just making the diaspora available to come to Africa, but also that the Africans, even when they sign the agreements to go to the East Africa, the treaties, Congolese, when they come to Africa, they have a hard time. To Uganda. Nigerians are having a hard time.
Yeah.
Not every Nigerian is a scam artist, right?
True.
And we're missing a lot of good people because, that Nigerian might come to Uganda and be able to benefit what we're doing. They have a huge diaspora. So we need to fight for the brothers and sisters that are not being criminals. And if we can have intra-African trade or tourism, that really boosts tourism dollars. And we're looking for the Europeans to give us the tourism when we should be looking for the people that are close to us, right? And we have to start thinking more about all black everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's something that we need to start getting into more. We need to get more into that mindset. So it just takes time. But I'm now recognizing the problems that you have as a local African. Me and Maintain don't have that problem. When I go to the Entebbe airport, I get right through. Nobody asks you for. And when I look at the NTV or MBS, I'm seeing like, oh, it's corruption airport. I'm like, I never seen it.
Yeah.
But that's because they not gonna try us because of the passport that we hold. So to have a better, greater Africa, you gotta have transport.
Yeah.
And in order to be able to have a better business economy, you need transient situations going. Everybody else does this. European Union, I lived in Poland. No borders. You travel when you want. Poland to Germany, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, free movement of goods and services.
Yeah.
So in order for the Africa Free Trade Agreement to come to accord, these things have to be mitigated and resolved. And I lived in the European Union. I've seen how it works. Once you get into one European country, you're in all of them. There's Ryanair. What's the other one there? There's another cheap one.
EasyJet.
No, not that one. There's Ryanair.
Ryanair, EasyJet.
EasyJet.
And
It started with L.
Lithuania, something.
No, not Lufthansa. That's German.
Yeah.
But Ryanair,
yeah.
like from even like I was living in a city in Poland, right? $50, you can go right to London in 2.5 hours. Yeah. $50. So you can only get that price to go down if you have demand.
Yeah.
If you have more demand going to the Ruhr, the price can be cheaper. So it's something to think about. And a lot of African countries have to catch up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I think that it can happen over time. And one thing I want to say is we need to have a positive attitude about the black world. We are the greatest diaspora on planet Earth. We just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
We will have the biggest trade block on planet Earth. We have the money already there. We have trillions of dollars. We have a lot of talent. A lot of folks can help us. Once we wake up, we run in the world. Yeah. So it just takes time to understand what you have.
Yeah.
Why you need to do this. Because a lot of Africans is looking at like, well, he's in my country, whatever. In tribalism inside the country, then nationalism, tribalism outside of nearby countries. Once we get past that, you'll see Africa go to grow leaps and bounds.
Yeah. Wow, well said. O'Shea's last remarks, it's like a professor. Well said. And also, we're not hating on Uganda. We do love this country, but we're also not going to sugarcoat it and hide under the rock. We're going to call a spade a spade. If you can't swallow what we're dishing out, subscribe. Maintain, where can they find you?
Yeah, they can find me on all social mediums at DJ Maintain.
Okay, Tina.
Tinagram everywhere.
Okay, O'Shea.
I used to say don't message me, but people thought that was like offensive. Yeah, so okay, you can message me. Doesn't mean I'm gonna respond though.
Yeah.
At O'Shea Duke at Instagram.
Yeah.
But if I do see a message, I usually always respond, to be honest, like I do.
True. If you want a quicker response, just email us at teamkenganda@gmail.com. Listen, I read those emails every day. Just send your email, we'll respond to it. It's that easy. He has a whole business to run.
We love the diaspora here.
Yeah.
Shout out to our brothers in Ghana. They have really done a yeoman's job the last 30 years of building a great community there. So we want to be able to bring that sort of thing over on the East Africa community. We're going to go to Ghana and study what they have there, but we want to be able to give value because you guys are already watching. So we see there's a need for it. So if we can bring you to Uganda, we're happy to do that, and we're going to get better. So if you have serious inquiries, we'll do our best to answer it as much as we can.
Yeah.
Because we are pretty busy. We are also running the Pan-African dating show, which is huge, right? We have people that we're entertaining as guests. Doing the podcast is very difficult. To do this here in Uganda, it's expensive. But if we can get to you, we definitely will do our best to get to you, give you the information that you need, right?
Yeah, perfect. Well said. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all our social media pages at Kengana Nation. Hit the bell for notifications. Tell us in the comment section why it is expensive to travel within Africa. Subscribe to the Pan-African Dating Show. We'll see you guys next time.